Hey guys, welcome to Find Your Podcast. It's Josh, your more attractive host, and
And
Mark.
this is Mark. What was I going to say? I think you trumped me on that one. Let's move on. So on today's podcast, we want to talk about
Why your life sucks.
why your life sucks. And you're the reason why your life sucks. I think that's what we're going to title it.
You're the reason why your life sucks.
You're a sucks life. You're a sucks life. Your life sucks because of you. So I guess we need to elaborate on that. So we touched up on this on our last blog, which was talking about priorities and trying to balance your work versus leisure life, and that is decisions and basing your decisions on your priorities. So like we said, your life is formulated around what you do every single day. So same thing. A lot of people think that their decisions are very innocent, but it's not. Like if you do it enough times, it's actually going to accumulate and create some bad things. So another good example, you eat a McDonald's burger, like today. Sure, it's not that bad, that type of thing. You eat it tomorrow, again, not that bad. You eat it for a whole week. Sure, you might feel a little bit sick, but it doesn't do a lot of bad to your body. You start eating a McDonald's burger for a whole year, you're going to see massive adverse effects on your body. So it's accumulation of all these innocent decisions that actually is the reason why your life sucks.
There was a quote, someone saying that it's actually the small things that matter.
Yeah. It's not those big, grand, decisions that you have to do, that you dwell on and you think a lot about on. It's these small things that become habits. Which is one way that you can fight this decision-making problem is in formulating habits or healthy habits, positive habits in order to do what you want to do, your version of success, whatever it may be. So that is the reason why your life sucks, is because you're making an accumulation of bad decisions. That's it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, it all goes back down to your perspective of, you think that it's not actually that bad.
Like, for example, your life might be very terrible, like you're going through deaths in the family.
Right.
And very traumatic things.
Or your parents are split up.
And you're trying to cope. And it's easy to escape into different habits, which will be detrimental to your well-being and health.
Yeah.
But again, going back to my boy Nietzsche, he said he wanted his friends to suffer. So
go through a stage of suffering.
Go through suffering, because the mark of a fully lived human life is the mark that one has endured.
Yeah.
That essentially that's the if you could judge a human life, like the very successful people, the people with great personal relationships and who live without prejudice, they have endured a lot
of suffering, because it's kind of like suffering is like a forced perspective maker. It's kind of like they come hand in hand. You can't have suffering without a change of perspective. Again, it's the massive traumatic experiences that shift our perspective. And literally turn it 180 degrees.
It can shift to the a death could remind you how precious life is, or it could, on the flip side, lead you down a path of abyss of depression.
Right. Or some form of abusive behavior.
Some form of
self-abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's a form of drugs, alcohol, eating badly, not training, it's all forms of self-abuse. And it all comes back to, a lot of people think that it's very innocent behavior, having one drink here or eating one cheeseburger here. You go through all that and you're like, oh man, I'm allowing myself to do it because I'm grieving, or I'm going through a stage of transformation or morphing because a traumatic event happened, and then all of a sudden you look 6 months back and then you're like, oh shit, I've actually wasted these last 6 months because I've given myself the excuse to be able to do these small things that have now turned into habits. like we're habitual animals, so we drive the same way to work every day.
Yeah.
We study the same way, we watch the same TV shows.
And we also have the same outlooks towards different human beings. Like, for example, if you go to work and you hate your boss,
Yeah.
you're putting him on that pedestal. You're letting
You-
him control your emotions.
Yeah, you're pigeonholing everything about him and how you perceive him in that pigeonhole, just because of one thing or another. In a sense, like what you said, you're giving him that power. You're afraid of him,
And
giving
you're
him
making that choice as well.
that.
And I think a very effective way to get over these bad habits is to actively think of over every decision. I'm making this choice.
Yeah, it's my choice.
It's my choice.
Regardless of external pressures or
Yeah.
what anyone else says.
In the Men's Search for Meaning by, what is it? Viktor Frankl.
Viktor Frankl.
He
Read this book. This book is a life changer. It's short. It's only 350 pages or something. It's probably less than that. It is a short book. It will change your life. It will change your perspective.
He essentially derives man's experience down to reacting to stimuli.
Yeah.
And how you react, and there's different ways that affect how you would react to something. For example, your genes, how you were brought up.
Yeah, it's a nature versus
And-
nurture thing as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
And essentially, the only freedom we have is the freedom to choose.
Yeah. I think that's one thing we touched on when we were talking the other day with Sam, is that a lot of things, or things happen just because they happen. Like, it is what it is. The only difference is how you react, or how you react to what they say or what someone did, and that is based on your perspective. Like I said, it's an ongoing circle of your perspective, or your experiences influences your perspective, all the way around to what you do, and then what you do influences your experience, which changes your perspective. It's an ongoing cycle, and the only things will happen in this world regardless of what you do or what you think. It's how you react to the things that happen that shape your life. And like we were saying before, all these things that you might be saying, oh, this happened and this happened, or my boyfriend broke up with me, or my parents split up, and all this type of stuff, that those stuff would have happened regardless. It's how you react, it's how you bounce back, that you shape your life in the future. Because in the real world, no one really gives a shit about you. And that's not trying to be...
And another aspect to the reason why your life sucks is a lot of people concern themselves with big ideas that are outside their circle of influence. That they shouldn't... They should be concerned about the things that they can influence, not the things that
are out of their control.
Out of their control.
Yeah. But and to go further from that, a lot of people think that things aren't happening in their life, like things aren't working out, is because of something else. They always put it's the blame game. You know, oh, I didn't get that job because the guy who interviewed me, he hated me, or this or that, or they always put things on external variables that are out of their control. Which is a total lie. I don't believe in luck. I think if you consider yourself a lucky person, you put yourself in that position, whether it might be from an innocent decision that you did ages ago in order that put you into that place. There's no such thing as luck. You put yourself through your decisions, which shape your life, into a spot where you were available to get that, whether it's a job, to get that guy, to get this, to get that. I don't know why in all my situations I always do it as if I'm a girl. Getting a guy, getting a boyfriend. I don't know why. I guess it's just easier. I just do.
Is there something you want to say?
My name's Jessica. And, so that's the main things that we're going to touch on is it's not the things that are happening in your life. It's how you react. It's the decisions you make, which is shaped by your perspective. So change your perspective first, and then it'll loop around. It'll change to what you do, exchange your experiences, and then it'll loop back around again. You have to go back to the root cause You have to not give a fuck about what anyone thinks. You can't put the blame on anyone else. You can't expect anything from anyone else. I think that's a big thing. A lot of people expect
They have high expectations.
of other people, and you're like, oh man, I thought he was going to do this, or I thought he was going to do that. Yeah. You cannot expect that, and that's not like a bad thing. Like, it's not, you can't depend on that person.
It's also
you just don't blame them for something that you thought they were going to do. And then all of a sudden they act differently, and it's their fault.
Yeah, you don't be focused on future goals. Like, there's a time and place to think about things.
Yeah.
And when it comes to expecting someone to do something,
yeah,
don't be attached to that outcome.
Yeah.
Just live in the moment.
Yeah. A lot of people are very romanticized by the outcome or this or that, and they get so attached to it that they leave behind that logic, which is another big thing. Another big variable in bad decision making is the attachment to certain things, to certain outcomes. Which plays a big part. Well, that wraps up the third Find Your podcast. I really hope you guys like this podcast format because we're really enjoying it. We feel like there's gold flowing out of our mouth. So, I mean, you can tell us otherwise if we're not. But if you find this information really valuable, and if there's any other topics or ideas or philosophical ideas that you guys want to talk about, please like this video, comment below, and ask us on any of our social media platforms. We will respond. We're trying to build a community where everyone feels safe to talk about anything at any time. So please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next Find Your podcast. Thanks, guys.